Hey everyone and welcome back. Today we're doing a super full glam makeup look, which I haven't sat down and filmed one of these for ages now, but I've absolutely loved it today. It's definitely a Instagram baddie inspired makeup tutorial and I absolutely love how it came out, so I hope you enjoy it as well. Let me know if you do down in the comments below, and please give it a big thumbs up as well and subscribe. And if you want to see how we got this whole makeup look, then keep watching. We're going to be starting with the eyes today. I've already done my brows. I'm not 100% happy with them yet, but I can go over and sort them out later on. I have primed as well using some concealer, and then I've gone straight in with the palette that I'm using today. This is the Kylie, is it the bronze palette? Yeah, the bronze palette, and I've just set the concealer in place with that like creamy eyeshadow at the top. So to start, I'm going to use this orangey shade in the middle, and I'm just using quite a big fluffy brush for this. This is a Morphe E23. I love to use this one as well if I'm in a rush in the morning because it's so big. You can just quickly put your eyeshadow on so fast. I'm going to switch brushes to just a slightly smaller one, and then I'm going to move on to this sort of caramel brown next to it, and I'm going to apply this on the outer part of my lid and into the crease as well. I love how that orange underneath makes this brown look over the top. It makes it look so nice and warm. I can just keep going in with this fluffier brush, which we used first, with the orange shade, and just keep going over the top just so I don't lose that orange colour because I do really like it. Love using this palette because I think the colours in here make my eyes look so much more blue, because sometimes they can look a little bit grey in pictures, but these sort of warm tones make them look so nice and blue. I'm now going to switch onto an even smaller brush. This is a Girl Meets Brush brush. I'm not sure what the name is, but I'm going to use this really nice reddish brown here, and again I'm going to use this on the outer lid and into the crease as well, just to deepen it a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to cut the crease today, but I do want to apply a little bit of concealer just to make the shade that I put on the inner part pop a little bit more. So I do want the inner crease to be quite defined as well. And then I can go back in with this brush. It's got no extra product on there. I can just keep going in and buffing those two out. I know I do always go for more warmy browns, but I really don't think that cool tones suit me at all, really. I think because my hair is quite red and warm, cool tones just don't really go that well, which is why I usually try and stick to more warmer browns and things. But I will try and include more cooler tone looks as well on here. And then again, going back in with that brush and blending those through. On the same brush, I'm going to go in finally with this really deep, rich brown. And I'm just going to use this to darken up this outer corner a little bit. I'm going to bring it up towards my brow as well. These eyeshadows are so pigmented as well. You only need the very tiniest amount. And then I'm going to just cut the crease a little bit just to make the inner part of my eyes pop a little bit more. I'm just using a bit of concealer and then this little lip brush from Real Techniques. And I'm not going to bring it up too high today. And then to set that in place, I'm going to use this eyeshadow from Makeup Geek. This is a foiled shadow and it's in the shade Magic Act. I'm actually going to spray this brush first. This is just like a flat brush. It's really good for like packing on pigments and things like that. And I'm just going to press it over the top. So I really don't like the way that's applied. I don't know why. It just didn't apply it very nice at all. So I'm just going to go in with the Zoeva Cocoa Blend palette, and I'm just going to use that gold shade right there. I'm going to just put that over the top. I think that maybe looked a little bit too yellow, but it just didn't apply very well like it usually does. And then I can just get a little brush like this that we've been using and just tap it over where these two meet, and I like to use my fingers as well. Okay, so now I'm pretty happy with how that's blended. I'm going to sort of clean up my edges now so I can do my winged liner. I'm just taking a makeup wipe and I'm just sweeping it up towards my brow. And then now I can do my winged liner, so I'm just using the Maybelline Eyeshadow Black Gel Liner, which I always use, and then this Zoeva 315 Fine Liner brush. Okay, now I've got my huge wings. I'm going to just press a little bit of this black shadow just into the outer corner, just to help these blend a little bit. And then, because we're being super extra today, I'm going to apply some gold glitter. This is the Heavy Metals glitter from Urban Decay in the shade Midnight Cowboy, and I absolutely love this. I'm going to apply this all over where we've applied the gold. While that dries, I'm just going to apply some brown pencil into my upper waterline. This is Max Teddy. And then I'm just quickly going to apply my lashes and mascara off camera, so I'll be back in 1 sec. Okay, the lashes that I've applied are the KoKo Lashes Queen Bee, and we're going to move on to the face now. I'm going to finish my eyes after. For foundation, I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I'm hoping that this is going to slightly match my face colour because I am so pale. I haven't fake tanned for ages because I'm going on holiday next week, so I'm struggling for foundations at the moment because none of them are pale enough for me. I don't think this one's going to be too bad. I can always lighten it up with a bit of concealer later on. I just didn't see the point in fake tanning just for a video because I'd have to get it all off again by the weekend. And we want super full coverage again today because this is like an Instagram makeup look, so we need to look flawless. And then around the top of my brows, I'm just taking a small brush and just getting really close to them. And where I want some more coverage, I'm just going to use this Makeup Forever HD foundation. This is the stick one and it's in the shade Y245. And I'm only just going to apply it to the tops of my cheeks, just down my nose, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead as well. Instead of using this for like my foundation, I have been using this just to add more coverage in places where I need it because I'm not really that big of a fan of it for a foundation on its own, but it does work really well with lots of other foundations just to add a little bit more coverage where you may need it. I actually look like a ghost right now. For concealer, I'm going to use the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. And even this concealer is probably a little bit dark for me today. And you just need to be careful just by where you've done that wing, but it makes it look super, super sharp if you do your wing first. And to set all that in place, I'm going to use the Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just taking that on the same sponge. And I like to just dab a lot over the centre of my face and then I buff it out so it sort of goes on to set the rest of my makeup as well. Then while that powder's just sitting there a minute, I'm just going to quickly go over my brows again. And then I just take a big fluffy brush and then dust off all that powder, but just buff it over the rest of my skin just to set it all in place. I'm going to do a tiny bit of contouring because I'm feeling that my skin is looking a little bit flat, so I'm just going to use this middle shade from the Anastasia contour kit. And then for my bronzer, I'm going to try and be light-handed. I'm just using this beach bronzer from Urban Decay. And I'm just blending this up from my contour. I don't think that I can get away with too much bronzer today. And then a little bit just around my forehead and my temple. And then I like to go under my jawline as well. And then for blush, I'm going to use the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. I don't usually wear blusher that much, but I feel like when I am a bit more pale, I can get away with more blush because I can't really wear that much bronzer. And then before I do highlight and lips, I'm just going to quickly do the under eyes. So I'm going to go back in with the orangey shade that we used first. I'm basically going to use the same shades in the same order that we did on the top of the eyes. Or maybe not, because that is not orange. So the good thing about makeup is that it does wipe away, so everything is now fine. I've just changed my brush. That was of course my own fault because I am so rubbish at cleaning my brushes. I just always use the same ones all the time. And I do like to blend my eyeshadow under my eyes down quite low. And then I'm going to go in with this more caramel brown. And then with a little pencil brush, I'm going to mix those two darker browns that we used. And I'm going to run these along my lower lash line. And I want it to meet the eyeliner in the outer corner. And for my lower waterline, I think I'm going to do a nude pencil today. So this is the Rimmel Scandalise pencil in nude. I'm just going to apply a tiny bit more bronzer. I think we can get away with a little bit more. And then we definitely need lots of highlight, so I'm going to use the MAC Soft and Gentle because I am quite fair at the moment, and this always looks really nice when I've got more fairer skin. I can always mix another one with it after as well if I want to. Okay, I think we are nearly there. I'm going to apply a little bit more highlight. This is the L'Oreal Gilded Honey. And I'm just going to put this onto the very high points. This definitely wouldn't be an Instagram makeup look if we didn't have the highlight. I'm also just going to use a little bit of that to highlight this inner corner as well. I think it'll go nice with the gold that we've used on the lid. And then finally for lips, I'm going to use the MAC Soar Lip Liner. I haven't used this for ages. And then over the top of that, I'm just going to use a little bit of this lipstick from Rimmel. This is the Only One matte lipstick in the shade High Flyer. And then of course we need to set all that in place, so I'm going to use the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go. So that completes this makeup look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did down in the comments below, and don't forget to give it a big thumbs up as well and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!